So we will go ahead and get started. Thank you all for coming to see us, and thank you all that are joining us online. For my online audience, if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to type them out. We're going to be keeping an eye on this for the next couple of days, and we are more than happy to answer you. If you type in while the live is actually going on, Georgia's going to read out your question, and we'll try and answer it during the live. All right, that being said, if you guys have questions, absolutely feel free to ask them. We'll answer them also during the live. So my name is Tamara Kinzer. I'm one of the instructors here. I teach Puppies Plus, Nose Work 1, Nose Work 2, and Proof Positive. You'll see me bebopping around the arena a lot. I'm going to be going over some of the housekeeping, some of the stuff you need to know before the first night of class. So first of all, we ask that for the 6:15 class, we will not open this side door until right at 6 o'clock. So if you get here early, okay, but the door is not going to open until right at 6. It's just a safety risk because we are a fully functioning doggy daycare, and because of all the moving parts, we don't want to open this side door before 6. When you're coming and going out of this side door, please be aware where your dog is in the universe. We have some dogs that are okay in group classes, but they do not necessarily want a puppy in their face. So make sure you keep about a 6-foot space bubble between you and the dogs, or not you and the dogs and the dogs. That's just our kind of rule of thumb, not because of any big reason, but because we want the dogs to be focused on you guys. If they start playing with each other, if they start hanging out, they're not going to be paying attention to you anymore. They're going to say, you know what? My best friend is over there. I met him in the parking lot. We had a big romp. So now I'm not even going to pay attention in class. All I'm going to be focused on is my best friend. So try to keep the dogs kind of spaced apart before class, and especially as you're coming and going out of the side door, just for safety's sake. When they get here, we do have a poop bag station in our side field. We usually keep it stocked. If it's out of poop bags, please let one of the instructors know or one of the front desk staff know. We are more than happy to get it filled back up. We usually stay on it pretty good, but if we're out of poop bags, please let us know. That being said, please clean up after your puppy. Please clean up after yourself. If your dog uses the bathroom in the side field, please clean it up. We average about, 120-something dogs a day here in daycare and the kennel. So we pride ourselves on how clean we keep our side field. So please help us and clean up after your dog if they use the bathroom. Like I said, we're more than happy to get you more poop bags, but please clean up after your dog. If they have an accident inside the building, we also have poop bag stations, or poop cleanup stations, not poop bag stations, scattered throughout here. They are little buckets with blue lids with some cleaner and paper towels on it. Please use those. If you don't immediately see one, let your instructor know. She's more than happy to point you in the direction, but we do ask you to clean up after your dog. One of the big notorious things that everybody likes to pee on is that blue trash can as they come inside the door. Please watch your dog and make sure they are not adding to the plethora of smells on that trash can. You are more than welcome to eat in here. We understand a lot of us are coming straight from work right into class. If you have some snacks, if you have human snacks or garbage from McDonald's, please use one of our trash cans to throw them away. We are more than happy to allow you to throw trash in the trash can, but we do ask you clean up after yourself. You can have drinks in the back or in any of the arena while you're here. If you empty it, if you finish it, again, please clean up after yourself in the designated receptacles. We also have a drink machine right here. It costs $1 to use it, but we keep some nice drinks in there. We also have a restroom. It's down this hallway. There's a gray door with a big restroom sign. You go down the hallway. Men's is the first door on the first door on the left. Women's is the last door on the left. They also have big signs that say men and women's. They are dog friendly, so you are more than welcome to bring your dog in the bathroom with you if you need to. That's a question I always get asked. You can bring your dog just about anywhere in this building. Bathrooms are fine. Yes. We also have a water fountain down the hallway if you need some water or if you want to grab some water for your dog. We also try and keep a couple of water bowls out for the dogs. So just let us know if it's empty or if you don't see one. All right. So when you come in here, we've already kind of talked about the 6:15 class. For those of you that are, and we're going to talk about where the classes are located here in just a second, but for those of you that are in the big part of the arena, the stuff that's on this side of the white fence, you'll come in this side door. The ones that are behind my white fence, after the kennel staff is done, usually they are done by 6 o'clock, but sometimes during the busier seasons, they tend to occasionally linger. But as soon as the kennel staff is done, we will have our big gate in the back. If you keep going outside, there's a big gate area. We will open that up as soon as the kennel staff leaves. It's not always open by 6, but we try our hardest to get it open by 6. If it's open, you are more than welcome to come in that way. And my 6:15 class behind the white fence, we encourage you to leave that way. It takes down some of the congestion at this door, because we do have a lot of nights we have 3 or 4 classes going on at the same time. So it gets to be a lot of congestion coming and going right here at the door. So if you're able to come through the back, absolutely feel free to access that. My 7:30 class, we ask that you stay in your cars until 7:20 before you come in. Our 6:15 class will wrap up at about 7:15. So that gives them 5 minutes to be able to head out. So again, we're not having all that congestion. My 7:30 classes that are behind the white fence, which we'll go over here in just a second, we do ask you come through the back, because again, it decreases all the congestion and it makes it a little easier on your dogs, instead of having to go and say, oh my gosh, the room's so big, it's so crazy, it's so wild, oh my goodness. So yes, as far as where classes go, behind our white fence back here, we have Head Start, Puppies Plus, Really Reliable Recall, Agility Foundations, Pre-Agility, Do More With Your Dog, Nose Work Challenges, Nose Work 1, and Rally Intermediate. In this big part of the arena, we will have this split a couple of different ways. We'll have this divided and then another division over here. So in our middle section, we have Agility Power Handling, Manners Matters on Wednesday, specifically the Wednesday Manners Matters class, and Rally Competition. That's going to be in my middle section. On my section over here, where our instructors and demo dogs are, this is where Basic Obedience, Star Puppy, and Nose Work 2 is going to be. And last but not least, in this corner where you guys are, this is going to be CGC, CGCA, Nose Work Competition, and Manners Matter Thursday. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, Nose Work Advanced is also over on this side where the instructors are. Does anyone have questions about where their class are, or did I miss a class? Awesome. We'll also have our little sign here. We try to keep it as accurate as possible, but the second we change it, we change for places are. So we'll have this kind of facing the door that first week of class. You're more than welcome to snag an instructor and be like, hey, can you help me go to this class? And we're more than happy to collect you. A lot of times the instructors are looking out on the first night and kind of see that, oh my gosh, I'm a new student face, and we direct you. All right. When you are actually coming to class, we love having it be a family experience. We love having the whole family here. You are more than welcome to bring your whole family. We do ask that if you have children, they understand that they have to take turns with the dogs. One thing we have seen happen before in the past is we'll have a group of children all gathered around this poor little puppy, and they're all chanting sit, and it looks a little crazy because they're all sit, 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 and this poor puppy is just looking up at them confused as to what's happening because it doesn't know who to listen to. So when you're working the dog, take turns, trade off, either let someone do sit a couple of times, then the next person does it a couple of times, or trade off. One person will do sit, one person will do down, one person will do stay, and kind of work through it, taking turns throughout class. It just makes life a little easier on the dog. It doesn't make them confused, but we love whenever families come, as long as children are able to be supervised and handle the dogs safely. You guys kind of know your kids. There's not a hard age that we say, hey, this is too young. It's a very individualized thing, but just make sure that kids are able to be supervised, they can handle the dogs safely, and that you have a adult there with the children to help them if necessary. Yes, cutie.
Drama queen.
All right. Any questions about the logistics, about the housekeeping? Yes.
Is it good to have both, say, my husband and I here at training or not?
Absolutely. If you bring everyone in the house that's going to be working with the dog, it's a great thing. You don't have to, but it really does help because it allows everyone to be on the same page, share the same instruction, and you're not playing telephone trying to make sure everyone knows what's going on. Yes?
Question, if we register that dog into the wrong class, will you all spot it and recommend a change?
Yeah, absolutely. Our instructors, if they think that you're not going to do well in the class, or you're not going to succeed, or maybe it's a little too hard or a little too easy, we're more than happy to say, hey, I think, you would be better in this class. And you're absolutely, after the first night of class, and you'll hear us all say this multiple times, the first night of class is going to be absolute chaos. You're going to feel like you have no knowledge, you've never even seen this dog in your life, and it is insanity. That's the normal shared experience for the first night of class. So don't judge the rest of the session by the first night, but we are more than happy to say we think your dog would do better in this situation or anything. Feel free to always ask your instructor their opinion. Any other questions? Awesome. I'm going to hand it over to Diane now, and she's going to go over kind of what to bring for the first night of class.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Diane. I am the Nosework Advanced Instructor, so I teach about 4 classes a week, and so Tamara teaches the beginning Nosework classes, and I teach the advanced competition classes and all that stuff. So, but I was like you, just, I don't know, I guess it's been 8 years now, but I've been on your side. I've done all the classes and seen it all, and here I am today. So I'm going to talk to you guys about just kind of some training fundamentals and things that you have to do about classes and all that good stuff. The one thing we often get asked is, what equipment should I bring with my dog? And we always tell you, bring what you have. Bring what you use. And it could be that maybe, just like we were talking about the classes, maybe that the instructor might have a different suggestion on what to bring. The only thing, though, is the exception, is we don't ask that you bring your dog on flexi leashes. So those are the ones that just kind of go in and out because there could be safety hazards. Your dogs can't quite control the speed or locking your dog on the flexi. So we ask that we don't have any flexi leashes inside, and those chain leashes. So other than that, bring what you have. If your dog works in a harness right now, but maybe you want to work in through a collar and all that good stuff, talk to your instructor. They'll help you decide what might be best. We have all kinds of options that we use, and all of us are familiar with all kinds of things. So don't be nervous to bring in what you have. When it comes to classes, you're going to hear a lot of us when we talk about motivating your dog. It is all about the big party. So we want to have treats, toys, anything to get your dogs motivated. And one of the big things that we always say is, if you brought some treats, you probably need to bring some extra treats. Because the first night, like Tamara said, gets a little crazy. You're not sure how much to bring. I personally like to have a variety. So I might use some treats that I like to have that are good value, but not like the best. After an hour, your dogs are going to get, tired. You get tired. Everybody gets a little tired. So now you got to up the ante a little bit. So I always personally just have 2 or 3 different kinds of treats in my bag. Toys, same thing. I have a toy. You ask your instructor how to use them. We don't throw toys while we're in class. We try not to have too many squeakers because then that adds a whole lot of things. But again, if you need some motivation tips, ask your instructor. Let's see. what else? I can't read. We want to be our consistency. So another good question is, how often do I need to train? Do I need to train like this all the time, right? You are in a class for an hour long. We don't expect you to teach your dog and train your dog for an hour all the time every week. You know, it could be 5 minutes. You could use a few minutes before you go eat, or maybe before bed, or when you wake up in the morning. So don't feel like when we're training you stuff that you have to spend a whole hour that we do in class with your dog. And actually, because that can be really tough and demotivating. So keep it nice and light, simple, but you want to be consistent with your dogs. Doesn't mean you have to do it every day, but you want to be, you know, have a good couple days of homework, as I like to call them with my students. You know, you have a homework at home. She talked about consistency with people that are in your household as well, making sure you're both saying sit if you want to have sit. If you want to have a different word, make sure both people know all that good stuff, right? We talked about, you know, shorter consistencies. One thing the instructors will also help you do is, sometimes we don't see it, but we want to stop bad behavior and stop rewarding bad behavior. It seems so obvious, but sometimes I have Australian Shepherds. They like to be my diva, as I like to say. She gets a little whiny, and sometimes it can be very easy for us to reward or keep them calm, but we want to make sure that we're not rewarding those bad behaviors. We want to make sure we're rewarding all the good stuff that we're doing in class. And I should have read this before I came here.
You've only seen this presentation
It's been a
200 times.
I've done it a few times, but and then the last thing is, you know, what's the number one success to have a successful training with your dog, right? It is to make sure that you and your dog are enjoying what you're doing, right? We're going to offer you things, and maybe it's just not flowing, it doesn't work out well, or your dog doesn't like it, or you guys are it just doesn't mesh. Guess what? Ask your instructor. We have a whole bunch of ways we can figure out how to do this. Again, I started where you guys are now. I compete in all kinds of sports, and that wasn't my intent when I started. But you never know where you're going to go when you get there. Okay, I think that was everything. So now we're going to move into Bev, and she's going to talk about some safety stuff, and then we'll do some demos when we're all done. All right, take this off.
I wonder if the battery on this thing is going. Okay, there we go. My name is Bev, and I'm the owner of the joint, so if you have any complaints, come to me. Or Nancy, she's the other owner of the joint, so either of us can fix pretty much anything. If we don't run away screaming, it'll be one or the other. So happily there's two of us, so usually both of us don't run away screaming. This is Cutie Pie. She's going to be helping me out tonight with some of our demonstrations. I talk about safety. The reason is these are group classes. You're going to have anywhere, you know, like up to 10 dogs and who knows how many people in a class. So we want to make sure that everybody feels like they are safe, like their dog is safe. And in order to do that, we do a couple of things. The first we do is the red bandana. And what this does, come here, Cutie, Cutie, there we go. What this does is just a reminder to everyone else in your class. It's going great.
It's going great.
It's going so good.
Yeah. To give my dog some space, right? It's a visual reminder. I mean, as I think it was Tamara was saying before, you don't want your dog interacting with other dogs in class anyway. This is your big opportunity of the whole week for your dog to be paying attention to you, for you to be adding value to yourself, and that's going to be undermined if you're letting your dog over there and play with Larry Labrador, because that is a pretty hard card to beat, you know. So you want to make sure that your dog is here with you the whole time. The red bandana just reminds everybody else in the room to give this dog some space. Doesn't mean a bad dog. I don't want anybody to think that, oh, that's a bad dog. It's not that. You know, we have a lot of dogs, especially think about the puppy classes. These adolescents are very excited. And, you know, the closer a dog gets to them, the more excited they're going to get. So let's help them succeed. Give everybody some space, spread apart. And if you see your dog
interacting visually or lunging at the end of the leash to get to another dog, just step in front of them, block that eyesight, so that they're paying attention to you again. Give them a little treat, tell them what a good dog they are. Now their focus is back on you. You've earned some currency right there. There's nothing in there. So that's the first step, is the red bandana. One of the questions I always get is, hey, my dog is X. Should I use a red bandana? Whatever X is, aggressive, fearful, excited, whatever the thing is. Why not? Just put a red bandana on them. Just remind everybody else in the class to give you and your dog some space. If somebody in your class has not attended orientation, first of all, everybody feel free to say shame on you.
Shame.
Shame them all. There you go.
Absolutely.
We'll put a red bandana on those people.
Yes.
I think a scarlet letter or something. Anyway, if they do, absolutely feel empowered to say, please step back. This is something, my dog is not friendly, even if they just lie. My dog is not friendly. I'm not friendly. But if they weren't paying attention, if they come up to you and you just take this time to succeed instead of, fighting with, the distractions. It's going to be distracting enough as it is with all the other people and all the other dogs, and we're outside of the house and mom's got all sorts of cookies on her. So there's a lot going on for dogs. I think, as Tamara and a few people have mentioned, please do not base your success in this class on the first night. First night of class, 100% of the time, is a disaster. A lot of people leave in tears. It's fine. It gets better. It does. One of the things that I love to do, because we're in the nose work class over here, watching the basic obedience class over there, and the difference in the dogs and the handlers from week 1 to week 6 is always amazing. And it's just so fun to watch, as the dogs learn the things dogs want to do, right? And especially if you give them a reason, like great treats or a high squeaky voice or, squeaky toy, whatever their thing is, they're happy to do it. That's kind of one of their superpowers, right? They want to do stuff for us. Well, okay, I'm not going to get into breeds, but let's just say if you have a dachshund, good luck. That's not true. That's not true at all. Sorry, Holly. You're great. We have a lady who trains dachshunds up to the top levels, and God bless her. She's a better dog trainer than I am. So, but yeah, all dogs. This is what they've hitched their wagon to us. And so we're asking them to live in our world. And part of this is just, like I said, adding that value to yourself. One of the great benefits of a group class is that you get to work in a safe space through all those other people and all those other dogs. And there's not a lot of places in the wild, wild world that you can 100% count on that. So it's really good for that. So we talked about the red bandana. Now, first night of class, please be careful getting your dog out of the car. Dayton Boulevard is right there. If your dog rides in a crate, extra credit bonus points, you're doing it right. If your dog does not ride in a crate, please make sure they're secure in your car. Every time I go down the road and there's a dog halfway out the window, it's not a good situation. Make sure your dog is secure. Make sure that, let me take this off. Make sure that your leash is attached to the D ring on your collar. That's the heavy ring, not that little springy thing you get from the vet for the rabies tag. That'll come right off. But make sure you got a good clip clipped on your collar secured to the dog. If you've got one of those flippy dogs that wants to come out of their collar, there are alternatives for that. I recommend a martingale. Talk to your instructor, but on a flat buckle collar typically is going to be fine. Just make sure you feel it's safe. If your dog has, see, she's got a martingale right there. The way that they work, a martingale, is it tightens when the dog pulls, and that way it doesn't come up over their neck.
Come to that right here. right here.
Oh, that's right. The people at home.
Ah, they're
Georgia
like,
has not forgotten
and we
about
have
you.
our Vanna White. Ah, ooh.
See, when the dog pulls, it tightens.
Ah.
Not that Rip would ever pull. No,
No.
never, never, never. All the sighthound people use martingales for beauty because they're very cool looking, but the rest of us use them to keep our terriers from flipping out of them. Okay, so just be careful getting into the building. Make sure your dog is secure. I always like to use a very short leash. I like a 4-foot leash. The only time I'm using a longer leash in class is maybe if they're doing restrained recalls or something like that. But for most of these exercises that you're going to be doing, your dog is right by your side. If you're a very tall person and you have a very short dog, you might need a longer leash, but I'm short and my dogs are short, so it all works out. I like a short leash. Wrap it around, tie it up, make sure that, that's the other reason we don't like flexies. Those things will jump right out of your hand and hit somebody in the head. Happens, I've done it multiple times. So, yeah, so don't bring those. Let's see. So, first night of class, things are crazy. It has happened before that a dog has gotten loose. If that is your dog, please do not go chasing after your dog. That's a game that you are not going to win. So, and you don't want to encourage that sort of behavior. Plant your feet where they are and as loud as you can say loose dog. What loose dog does is lets everybody in the building know that they have a job. If you've got a little dog and you hear loose dog, this is going to get weird, but pick up your little dog, clutch them to you, and turn your back. Sorry. That's just gross. I know where that tongue has been. Turn your back to the loose dogs. So you're presenting nothing of interest of your little dog. You're protecting your little dog, and whoever's bounding around the arena is not going to get to them. If you've got a big dog like Nancy over here, just pull your dog into your center and go into Pez dispenser mode with your treats. Bam, 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 bam. So your dog is not interacting with the dog that's running around the arena either. So thank you, Nancy. That's Nancy and Dylan. Yes, he's a good boy. Is that a new collar? They're fancy. She can get away with that. She's got short hair dogs. I'm not bitter. So anyway, where was I before I saw that collar? I'm done now.
Yeah. Very
done with the presentation. So in the meantime, you have the person who's lost their dog has planted, stopped, and said loose dog. The instructor will go get your dog, bring your dog back to you, and then the class can resume. Any questions about the drill? Okay. It doesn't happen too often, but it's nice to have a plan, So that's what you do. Generally by week 6 we don't need it, but you just never know. With dogs, you just never know. So that is our plan. Okay. I did also want to let you know, all of our instructors have a canister on their hip. It's citronella. I didn't want you to think we were going to mace your dog. It's just a spray that's designed to interrupt behavior. Oh, here it is. It's a citronella spray, and it'll go out. It'll go out pretty good, about 12 feet. The problem with a dog running around the arena in, hooray mode is that they're not listening for come back to me. Oh, I don't really like that very much. They're not listening for puppy come. They don't even hear you. So this is designed to kind of interrupt behavior. It's kind of stinky. It's smelly. I can smell it from here, but it's citrus. It's not a bad smell. It's just different. It kind of hisses and it's wet. So they say that it interrupts behavior because it's using all 5 senses. So, okay. What a lot of people use that particular product for is walking in the neighborhood to create a perimeter if a dog comes charging at you. Can I help you? If a dog comes charging at you. So it's called Spray Shield. I just did want to let you know that's what that was. Please set your phones on Do Not Disturb or otherwise, kind of stay off them during class so that you're not a distraction to the other people in the class. Be careful of this floor. It's a little grippy. If you're wearing tennis shoes, you'll be fine. I don't know that I would wear heels on this. I don't think it's going to hurt the floor, but it might grab you. And so just be careful as you're walking around. Most of these classes, you're going to be up and moving a lot. So make sure that your shoes are something that you're comfortable wearing on this floor. Like I wouldn't wear flip-flops on this because I think it would grab the flip-flops and there you'd be. Or what is that shoe that you wear? Crocs?
I love my Crocs. Don't croc my slant. Don't slander my Crocs.
Okay. I've been told not to play with the Crocs, so Crocs are fine apparently.
They're absolutely not for class. Absolutely.
Wear comfortable clothes. This is a good time of year generally for classes. This area is not air conditioned or heated for that matter, but it is very, very well insulated. So what I tell people is layer. You know, because right now it's kind of chilly, but after you've been walking around for an hour, you might want to take off your jacket, you know. So just kind of be aware of that. But it's a good time of year to come in classes. August, not so great. We go,
Yeah.
but we suffer. Okay, let's see what else about this. Okay, ring gates. We use these gates here to divide our rings. Please don't go over them because of the accordion design. They will reach up, grab you, and hurl you to the floor. That's 3 people have ended up at emergency because they tried to go over these things. And I think we ended up, the final count was 2 ankles and a wrist, something like that. So don't go over these. We'll use them to divide up the class. There's always a way around them. But if you have to divide them up, Nancy will show you how. You just lift that. It's super easy. It's just a little T-hook on that, and it comes right off. But you shouldn't have to, because like I said, they're kind of a demarcation for your classes. That's where you know where you're going to be. Okay, if you are in any of the classes with equipment out, that could be nosework equipment, agility equipment. I know in the puppy classes, they very often have different things on the floor for the puppies to interact with. Please don't put your dogs on any equipment until you know how to do it safely, especially stuff like this. I mean, it's really tempting to send your dog over a jumper or over an A-frame, but that's a torn ACL for a dog that doesn't know how to do it, and you just don't want to go there. So on that same note, please keep your husbands and your children off of the equipment. We just appreciate it. It's designed for dogs. And, yeah.
Husbands do love the tunnel.
Yeah. And I don't want to tell them what goes on in that tunnel. So I'm just saying, you don't want to go in there. Yeah, so the equipment is for the dogs, but please don't use it until you know how to do it safely. There's not a single piece of equipment that a dog can't hurt themselves on. So let's not give any reason to go down to emergency. Although they're really good down at BCSG. So, oh, there's a little plug. So, if your dog is sick or in heat, please don't come to class. A lot of you guys in the puppy classes, your female dogs are due for spays. It would send this whole building into havoc to have an in-heat female in here. So let's not do that. And you don't want to come to class if you're sick. I mean, you can always make up any classes you miss next session. That's fine. Same thing with weather. We have a lot of different sort of zones here. If you're on signal or lookout, your weather may be very different than it is down here in the ditch. So we almost always have classes, but if you don't feel like it's safe to get here, don't even attempt it. You can always make up those classes. Just keep on practicing at home. And speaking of that, if we do need to cancel a class because of weather or an instructor gets sick or whatever reason, we will let you know 3 ways. We will text you, we will email you, and we will put it on our Facebook page. Occasionally I also remember to put it on the voicemail, but not always. We only have 1 line in and out, so that can get a little tricky. If you gave us a number that you don't use or an email that you don't use, either update it or just check it before you come to class. I know that some people are coming from very far away, and I hate for you to waste a trip in the event that your class got canceled. But we will try our very best to let you know. And we'll also let you know when the makeup is. Or, like I said, if the makeup date doesn't work for you, you can always just make it up next session. That's fine. I think that's about it for that. Any questions about safety? Okay. We have some demonstrations for you guys. Let me do some introductions here. I'm Bev, again, this is Cutie Pie. That's Nancy, she's got her boxer Dylan. We got Dee Rice over there with her two smaller dogs. She's got Rip and Blue, both of which have been just going crazy with agility lately, doing really, really well.
Number 1 in AKC.
Wow,
12-inch preferred in agility.
that's insane. Of her whole jump height. Good boy. Yeah, that's awesome. You've already met Diane. You haven't seen her dogs. You will shortly. She's got Addie and Maverick. Well, Addie's a for real Australian Shepherd. Maverick for all intents and purposes. And then Nancy Cameron, and she's got Jem, who is entertaining. Jem is her very, very young dog, and he's just a joy. But boy, he's enthusiastic. Nancy also teaches a bunch of our, what?
Coach.
Oh, Coach. Well, Coach, you'll meet Coach in a minute. Nancy also teaches a bunch of our agility classes and Star Puppy, and also Really Reliable Recall. So we have some things we want to show you real quick. These are all, even though we spend a lot of time here because we love training dogs, it's like the best part of our day. They're our pets. These are not professional dogs at all. In fact, we also make little jokes in nose work class about, it's a good thing he's not a bomb dog. It's a very small joke. Sorry to the bomb dogs. No shade. All respect. But yeah, we have fun with this stuff. And so we want to show you some things that you might enjoy. I know a lot of you guys are here to have the arm in the socket as you're walking down and Aunt Bertha not getting knocked over, and that's where it starts. Next thing you know, you're Diane up here giving a presentation. So we want to show you some stuff. The first thing I want to do is nose work. Cutie Pie here has been trained to find $20 bills. So I know. This was a sort of a party trick that I did when the kids were young because it was really impressive. Now, but dogs can find anything. You don't need to hide $20 bills. You can find a treat in a sock. You can hide a treat in a sock. Don't look, and let them go and find that. A lot of people like to, do different stuff. She does know the game. She does know the game, and she's very excited because she knows it's her turn. But anyway, so what we have here is a bunch of little purses. None of them, out of there? A whole bunch of them have like credit cards or paper towels or nothing in them. 2 of them have $20 bills in them. So we're going to send her to find the $20 bills. We hope. Find it. And she's searching. There was a lot for her to look through, but I think she zeroed in on it pretty good. Yep, that's it. Good girl. Now, because she did such a good job, she gets paid. You would not do your job if you didn't get paid. So that's a lot of what we're doing here is just rewarding the dog for doing the thing over and over and over again, adding value to it each time. Go find it. Doesn't mean you have to carry treats with you at all time, although it certainly helps in the beginning. I think that's it. Let's see. Yep, she got it. Girl. Good girl. All right. A lot of dogs will work for praise. Cutie Pie works for food. So that is her deal, and that's what she does. Now, I think we have another nose work demonstration for you. Diane, do you want the mic or?
Not really.
Okay. I will try to talk you through. I haven't seen what she's going to do, but I'll try to talk you through this. Now, this is what this is just fun things that we do at home. It's also wonderful for energetic dogs. You'd be amazed at how much energy gets used doing nose work. It's problem solving. It's tapping into their prey drive, their hunting instincts, all sorts of things. But what Diane's going to show you is something a little more professional. This is how we do nose work trials. So if
Where's
you'll
the
turn
search
around
area?
And look, she's got a. Sorry.
So Tamara is left, but she set out a couple hides out for me in here. And sometimes I do this off leash, but today I'm going to do this on, or I do it on leash a lot, but this time he's going to go off leash. And I've blocked off some areas, so that way I know where they are, but I want him to search for them. So.
Actually, I lied. I'm coming out.
Okay, you might need to zoom. Maverick is my master elite level dog, so we compete a lot. So we'll see if he'll surprise me today, right?
Okay. I promise I'll let you guys watch.
So we have 2 Q-tips out here. They are either scented with birch, anise, clove, or cypress. So it's his job to find it. They're in a container, like a tin. And so we can't smell it from here, but he sure can. So he's actually going to the door, and she hit it right back there. Yes, good boy, good job.
Correct.
The air conditioning unit pulls the odor in, so he goes to the door. Now he's gonna go find another one. Now this one, I believe she did put it on the fire extinguisher. So we're gonna see, you'll see him go up the wall and go down the route.
I've been here 6 years. I was like, where's the fire extinguisher? I'll show you. Yeah.
So he's gonna start looking up.
Yes. Good boy. Good job.
That was so impressive. Every time. Sorry, guys. It's getting wobbly.
So it does. So it does take a minute, you know, to get a dog to that level of proficiency. Oops, sorry. Come. But just the idea of when you're at home, you can hide a treat in a sock and throw the sock in a corner and have your dog go find that and have a big party when they do. There's nose work is, I mean, you can hide yourself behind a door and then, you know, either put your dog in and sit there or have somebody hold them and have them go find you. All of that taps into all of those instincts. And like I said, you know, one of the things that always kind of cracks me up is when a vet will say, you know, your 8-month-old dog just got spayed or neutered. Well, give them quiet for 2 weeks. You do that. Because, you know, their batteries are on full charge at that point. You'd be astonished at how much nose work takes it down. There's a lot of great information online on how to get started. But like I said, I just started hiding treats in socks and worked out fine. So I highly, highly recommend. Okay, we've got, we're going to show you about a recall. So one of the most important things people want their dog to do is come when called 100% of the time. I want to show you guys what we expect that to look like so that picture is in your head. This is Dylan and Nancy's going to call him. Yes. I want it to look like that every time I call my dog. I want it to be exciting. We're going to have a party at the end of it. It's going to be the best day ever. And you can tell they're having a blast with this. One of the things about a recall coming when called is that it can be very frustrating. So I have a couple rules, especially when you're just beginning to train your dog. Never call your dog when you're not willing to go get him when he doesn't come. The better rule than that is don't call your dog unless you know they're going to come. Otherwise, they're just practicing not coming, right? So I think it's really important because of the safety implications of coming when called. A lot of times it's really important for the dog to come. And so make sure, first of all, that you always have a big party. I don't care if it's just coming out of the yard. What a smart dog, best day ever. You're the best one. If you do happen to have treats on you, great. If you don't, use your high squeaky voice and tell them how smart they are, how great they are, because you're laying that foundation layer by layer for a lifetime skill. Because I tell you what, it's hard to come to mom when there's a rabbit over there. That's like a PhD level recall.
Sophie's choice right there.
Huh?
Sorry, Sophie's choice.
I'm not sure what she's saying, but it's not unusual.
So true.
So I guess my point is, it's a training exercise, but I wanted you guys to see that, to put that picture in your head, and that's the kind of recall that you want to really reward and really encourage, and have you have that much value for your dog that you're better than a rabbit. Or as that one trainer said, it's better than spit on a sidewalk. So whichever it is. Okay, are we doing Riley? All right, hang on a second. I'm going to turn this over to George.
Noisily. Yes, super loud. Sorry about that.
Okay. Come. I want to get coach.
Dun, 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 dun. Nope, we're off. Okay. All right. Still no? All right. So, Rally is another competition event that we teach here. It's a course where it's like there's signs laid out, and we don't really have room for that. So I'm just going to call out what the sign says, and then they're going to do it, and it's going to be so impressive. You guys are going to just lose it.
And I hope I remember what they're called. Just this.
Yes. Just do what Nancy does. She's right in front of you.
That's why.
This is your Rally warm-up exercise. Are you ready? Forward. So the dog should move at your left side when you move. Halt. Let's see if I can get forward. So the dogs are expected to sit when you stop moving. About turn. This is a regular turn where the owner and the dog turn to the right. Sit. Down. Sit. Forward. So that really helps isolate the sit position in the dog's mind. A lot of them are like, I was just sitting, I don't want to do that again. About you turn. Slightly fancier turn where both the owner and the dog turn to the left. Slow. If you change pace, your dog should match you. Normal. Left about turn. It's the fanciest of all, where the handler turns to the left and the dog goes in the tunnel. Halt. Stand. Walk around. This really proves to stay because the dogs always want to know what you're doing back there. Stand is really hard too, guys. Forward. Halt. Step in front. Finish right forward. So that teaches a straight front position as well as how to get back into heel position. Halt. Stand. Down. Forward. Lost my place there, and you couldn't tell at all. Not one bit. Dogs should be able to respond correctly to all positional instructions. They shouldn't sit when you say down or stand when you say sit. They need to know all of them, rather than just throwing behaviors at you for treats. Spin left and forward. Oh, they love it so much. It's another great way to reinforce heel position, and the dogs get a kick out of spinning. Spin left and forward. I bite you, Mom. I bite you. Call front. Finish left. Bite you. The dogs need to know both left and right finishes. Forward. 360 left. This one's fun. Where's my butt? They have to know where their butt is. It's very hard. Break and praise. They love it so much. I think they're going to do agility next, and someone much smarter than me is going to call agility. Cutie pie. Where are we starting agility today? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm looking at the course. Pretty good.
Okay. Let me grab
I'm just going to move this around, kick the camera. I'm kind of mind blown. You say Blue is #1 in the country for the whole.
See a 12-inch preferred Italian Greyhound.
That's insane.
That's wild.
I mean, wait, don't, it's not that I didn't expect it, it's just that that's huge.
It's huge. 2 years in a row.
Woohoo! So Bev's going to say what's happening.
Okay, so this is agility, and Nancy's got Dylan, who is a Master Agility Champion ×4, so he knows what he's doing. And also preferred agility, which is just when they get older, they drop the jump so that they don't have to jump quite so high. Going ready. Sends him into the tunnel, up the A-frame. He's got to touch the down contact, through the tire, over the teeter again. Has to be careful about those contacts. They can't go flying off the top. Into the weeds, which are...
Oh, this.
There was something going on there.
Fell off.
So the weeds are the most difficult. They're the last they master, and they're the first thing to fall apart. They have to enter on their left shoulder, and they have to do all 12, no matter what's going on behind you.
Oh.
So here's what's happened. Dylan is now concerned that there's a boogeyman behind the weeds. So Nancy's going to make sure to give him a good experience, let him know it's all good. That's a backside. Back up over the very exciting A-frame and into the tunnel. Good boy. Good job. You can see how much they love this sport. I mean, it's a lot of fun. They get to run and play. They also have to pay attention though. They can't just do whatever they want out there. So this is Nancy and Jen. Jen, like I said, is a much younger dog.
Turn yourself up a little bit.
Turn myself up.
Yeah, because I've walked away. Never mind.
This is Nancy and Jen. As you can tell, he's very excited, but she works very hard on those contacts to make sure that he is got some great self-control, that he's watching her, not just making it up as he goes along. And she's going to hold him there until she's ready to release him. A lot of times you'll see trainers reward at the end of all of these contacts to reinforce stopping there and waiting for instructions.
Oh.
But he got too excited about the boogeyman because Dylan told him about that. So what he did there was he did not enter on the first year. He did. He got him in and he did. Right. He comes down, but he is watching, paying attention, and doing as she asks on these contacts. And into the tunnel. Good boy. In most classes, the judge lays out the course, and that's the course you have to run. That's part of the challenge of it, is that you can't just make it up and get points for whatever you do. One of the things that the agility people teach is a tug and a release, because it's very important in what they're doing. It's a very quick way to reward. Again, control on the contacts. A lot of dogs get worried about the teeter because it moves and it makes terrible banging noises. Apparently the weeds are just fun
Yeah.
tonight. There we go. Another backside, which is a much more difficult entry for that jump. And you notice he's checking in with her. Where are we going next? Good boy. Good job. And she has that reward for him immediately there at the end. Now, Dee's number one 12-inch preferred dog in the country. I'm guessing she's going to run blue next. He's an Italian Greyhound.
He's so cute.
He's a good boy. In agility, when you have smaller dogs,
I know.
you typically don't change the contacts, the A-frame, the dog walk, the teeter, but you do change the jump height because you don't expect the little dog to jump those high jumps that you saw the big dogs jumping. So this is Blue, and he's an Italian Greyhound, and he prances. So now he's got to learn to catch up with her because she got way ahead on that one. Up the teeter, again controlling the all the way down. Careful on that dog walk. It's, I think, 4 feet high and it's only like 8 inches wide, so they have to be very careful with that. Blue has mastered the weeds, but not the backside. Yes. Another thing, what Dee just said there is absolutely true. These agility dogs are watching their bodies more than anything else. They're watching where their hips are pointed, where their shoulders are pointed. And that's one of the best ways to lead your dog astray is to be looking at the wrong obstacle. Good job, Blue. Now this is Diane's Dee, the dog, as you can tell. This is Addie. How old is she now?
9.5.
9.
We don't do AKC, but
Nope, but she loves the game. And she goes. And again, you can see how these dogs just really enjoy this sport. They're having fun, even in the more troubling obstacles like the weeds, they're happy to do them. Does it hurt when your owner is hooting and hollering? He's asking for people to make your hair and a lot of dogs really love that tunnel. I'm not sure what the attraction is for dogs, but it is the #1 obstacle to lose your dog on, and she saw Coach going out of the other day. Now this is Rip. He's a mini Australian Shepherd, or I think they call them American Shepherds. Miniature American Shepherds is how they're recognized in AKC. A little bit of a bobble, but he got it. The timer doesn't start until he goes into the tunnel, so that worked out just fine. She's going to go back and reward him for that because she's been working very hard on those contacts, making sure he doesn't bail off without waiting for her to say so. Okay, the little dogs are showing up the big dogs on these leads. Oh, good save. Good boy. They technically only have to have 1 foot in the yellow area of these contacts, but you really want a lot more control than that. Because again, like I mentioned before, all of these obstacles can hurt them. So we want to make sure they're performing them safely, and part of that is getting them down to the bottom and not giving them the idea that leaping off from the top is okay. Not that it hasn't happened. I saw it happen with a Bernese Mountain Dog and it was terrifying. Okay, first of all, thank you guys very much. Second of all, I have words that I have to read out loud because this really made an impact on me. My first dog class was in 2000 and I'm going to say 2. I've been at this for a minute, longer than I thought I would be. But one of the things that I learned in my very first dog class really made an impact on me. And more studies have been done since 2002 to verify this. So I'm going to read it. Multiple studies have found that there is a measurable association between obedience, training, and lower risk of a dog being surrendered, returned, or kept longer in shelters. There is also data that shows that owners who do not attend obedience classes are at a higher risk of relinquishing their dog. So that's kind of important. What you guys are doing here is terrific. You're willing to invest your time, your money, your relationship with your dogs, and that is awesome. So good on you, and thank you for coming tonight. We do not have any classes this week. They all start next week. So we will see you then. If you have any questions, of course, let us know. And please exit the side door. Just be careful because it's kind of dark in the parking lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.